hey, there's a video in the description that gives context to all this. It's a Gmod trolling video made by Zuthar13. Go check it out before you watch this, otherwise it won't make too much sense, but you might still be able to get it because I give a quick description. Bye. Zuthar13 is a notorious Garry's Mod YouTuber who in most videos joins roleplay servers and proceeds to act as recklessly as possible, usually to incite reactions from the player base. In his most recent video, as of recording this, Zuthar gets invited by a co-owner of a World War II themed server to act as an admin and generally cause chaos. As the video progresses, it becomes apparent that other staff on the server become quite annoyed at his antics, and a sort of rebellion by the staff can be seen throughout his video. When looking at the non-staff players, one can see mixed opinions as to whether embrace or despise Zuthar and his rampage. As I watched the video, I became very confused as to why a co-owner of a roleplay server would invite a YouTuber notorious for minging to partake as an admin. The staff seemed to be generally against it, and the only reason seen throughout the video is to act as a power move against other staff, as seen at 10:41 in Zuthar's video. My investigation began at the server itself, Imperial Gaming, Axis vs Allies. At first spawning, I was greeted with the standard military RP selection menu, become an allied recruit or Axis recruit. I chose allies. I went through the standard training procedure with my trainer and fellow trainees, and all seemed mostly peaceful. However, at one point a staff began to disarm players and give them all weapons of random assortment. Throughout my short time on the server, it stayed at almost max player count, and as I interviewed more and more people, the answers to my questions became clear. I realized that I could not get the direct answers I wanted alone. I questioned many members of the community to see if any had any involvement with the event. I found 4 specifically to interview, using roughly the same questions for each, 3 staff and 1 non-staff. Here are the clips from the interviews. How long have you been playing on the server for?
Oh, that's a pretty fucking hard question to be honest. I think it was like the 3rd day it opened or some shit, like the 2nd version of it, or this version, whatever. Or the 3rd day, probably. I joined and then I worked my way up and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, this shit's fun, so I became staff pretty much. That's my life story.
I played in the old server and I had like a day or something there, and then in the updated server I have 4 days and 5 hours approximately.
So, what has your experience been with the staff so far?
There's a lot of cool people. There's some fun people. There's a little weeby is that a word? I don't know, weebish type people. They're all about the anime and stuff. But yeah, there's some pretty good people. There's a few people who act like there's too many corrupt people in the system, but there's not really. It's just people trying to do good stuff for the server, but sometimes it doesn't work out correctly.
What has been your experience with the community?
The community itself is wonderful. Like I cannot thank the player base enough for all they do. Like being part of the staff, I thank the community for always supporting us, giving their best to us, and I'm really thankful for the community we have.
To be honest, it's like 50% toxic and 50% little kids and some pretty lit people.
So, why did you join up originally for the server?
Originally I had left Garry's Mod for a really long time, and I said, why shouldn't I give it another try? Because I got bored of it, and I started trying some Star Wars RP server, which was the thing I played before, but I started not liking them, so I just went looking around and I found this World War II Allies versus Axis, and I said, let's give it a shot, and I just got hooked up ever since, and I couldn't stop playing it.
Were you present for Zuthar's event?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Did you find his session funny or tedious/annoying?
I would say kind of both. I love Zuthar personally, and I know this should be unbiased, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I love his videos. I think the man is pretty funny. He is what he is. I mean, there's no way around it. And yes, the stuff we had kind of a difficult time, to say the least, that day. However, I do understand the meaning and the purpose of it. We've been trained to be professional and act really professional all of the time, and we did. And some of the staff members went to the extent of banning him and trying to get rid of him to put the community first. However, I do understand like the point of the video and just have a mingy afternoon. It's not permanent damage. But I would say both. It was funny and at the same time kind of hard.
So at first, I was very necessarily of the word scared because the first thought of most of us and the staff was, okay, this guy just got the highest staff rank. He's probably going to end up, if he is admitted, he's probably going to end up, mass banning everyone and just, everybody's going to be permad and we're all going to get mad and we're going to lose our server base and the community's just going to crash. But stuff started getting fixed, and I was not so happy about that at the beginning. But then once we got towards the end, I thought it was funny. I thought it was a little cool. But at one point, he did hurt someone a little bit, but they left, and it was on them. So, but I would say it was fun.
To be honest, it's not as bad as Chief Mufasa, so I mean, still bad, but it was whatever the fuck goes on,
Tedious and annoying.
Could you elaborate on that?
Yes. So maybe from the point of view of some staff members that were helping Zuthar, it was really fun, I guess. But from the part of the community and the regular players that really don't have much power on what the staff do, it was tedious because they would randomly start RDMing everyone. They would start bombing everything. The server would get really, really laggy, and if you just like played with the community, it would have been okay by me, and even if you're in God mode or anything. But when you start killing everyone, it just ruins the event for everyone. It just ruins it because you don't let the other people have fun like you are, because you just spawn them and kill them all instead of giving them the chance to, I don't know, at least defend themselves. So I think it was really frustrating. It was tedious, and it was overall a bad event. I think the worst event I have ever had the bad experience of playing.
Has the staff been purged or changed since the event?
Oof, well, yes and no. So today it happened was a lot of fuss. So some staff members did get their ranks changed a little bit. However, I believe we're back to normal. Everything's working fine again. We resolved everything as fast as we can. Staff members, every dispute got sorted out, and we're good. And we're really good now.
How do you feel the community felt about this event?
To be honest, everyone's gonna think it's toxic, but then again, it's a YouTuber, so you know how everyone's like.
It was mixed feelings. If the people had watched Susar before, then they would, be, hey, I love Susar, amazing event, and stuff like that. Personally, I have never heard of Susar before. I had never watched any of his videos before, and I just started checking them out. And I mean, maybe it's fun for him, and maybe it's fun for the viewers, but it's, at least in my experience, it wasn't fun for me. And I think the community, it was split between the fans of Zuthar, which weren't, I mean, there weren't many, and this giant mass of people that were raging. Staff members were angry, community was angry in general. I was really angry, so I think mostly the community was pretty mad about what happened in the event.
So, we see the person in the video named Davis, and also later we see a person named Command. Were those the same people?
Yes.
And why did he, I guess, choose to do this to the server?
What do you mean, change his name or let them, in?
Why,
do what they did?
why did he invite Zuthar and his friends to come onto the server?
All right. So what his thought and what was Murloc's thought, the server manager, or not server manager, but community manager, what their thoughts were to more or less make the community burst, to make more people come and join and stuff. And I mean, if you see right now, we are on max. We're on 70 players right now, which is amazing. But the one thing is that we do have to make sure that we don't have any ninjas and stuff like that. So our staff is always on, and we're always trying to make sure that we're doing a job, which we are. But like I said, really the biggest reason was to get more people into the server, which it worked, but also to get more memes, as Murloc was saying. So
Davis has been talking with the man for a while now. Well, Moloch, the community owner, and Davis, they both warned us about this, and we've all their stuff, all the OT, we talked about this like a Zuthar protocol, to be honest. Well, it all comes down to being shown in YouTube, you know? Like, if you see your favorite YouTuber having fun in a server, you would like to join as well. So more players in the server, that's always good. I think that's his reasoning. I would like to believe that he joined because more players are able to join, the server gets fuller, and well, it's all better at the end.
Well, you mentioned that the server got more, I guess, it got a bigger player base, and you said that was because they may have seen their favorite YouTuber having a good time on it, but he was an admin and had a much different experience than maybe the average player was. Would you say this may have infected the player base positively or negatively?
You got me there. You're right. Yes, I think. Well, I believe we're going to get more of the second type of players. You see, we stuff deal with like two type of players. The one that join and they really want to RP, they really want to like be in the game, rank up, become a sergeant, have their favorite gun, and so on. And the ones who just join for the memes, the ones that just are recruits and they want to plant a mine in D-Reef and Minch, and they are not there to be like healthy players. And what we fear the most as staff members is that we're going to get an influx of a lot of ninjas. Not to say they're bad players or less than anyone else, but like they kind of harm the experience of other players. So I really hope they don't, but that's where we're fearing the most right now.
Do you have any final thoughts or random thoughts that you'd like to share?
Yes, I mean, what I would like, at least for the staff members, the higher staff, Murloc and Davis, to know is that if you want to bring a YouTuber, it's just perfectly fine by me, but try to let everyone have a good experience on the YouTuber coming to server. Don't give him absolute power so he can start doing stuff that wouldn't normally be allowed, and people who do that would get banned, perma-banned. So I think that they should try to make, like, if YouTubers come, to have everyone fun inside the server.
I thought it was a little funny but miraculous. I don't know why we did it. I don't know who he was, but it was pretty good. I just hope we don't have anything worse than that, like Pixel Cat or something like that coming and mass the server. It'll be funny and fun, but for others it's not. But either way, it was pretty cool.
Okay, thank you for your time. After gathering my recordings of the interviews, I began to sort through each individual's answers, looking for correlation between people. It seems the staff generally had a good time, while understanding the effect it may have had on the players. The anomaly was unsurprisingly the non-staff, who greatly disliked Zuthar and his antics for reasons mentioned prior. But I'd come to my conclusion. The simple answer was player base. It's hard to run a Gmod server. It's even harder to keep a sizable player base together. Few have done it, and it's survival of the fittest on this 10-year-old game. Zuthar's video on the server was a quality publicity stunt. With a little over 32,000 views at the time of recording, anyone who views that video may have had the idea that they might be able to have as good a time on the server as Zuthar, and the results showed through. As I mentioned earlier, the server is almost always full, and it seems to have all gone according to plan. But this is where we get to the cons. As mentioned earlier, the non-staff strongly disliked this event. Maybe not all of them, but it can be safely said that this was not widely popular. Will this jump in player base stand the test of time, or has this all been for nothing? It's hard to say, but with a solid answer, I closed the case, and ended my involvement with the Imperial Gaming server. Hey, this is unscripted, so I have no idea what I'm saying, but I just want to say thank you to all the people I interviewed for that short amount of time. Daniel Potter, Soup, Captain Speirs, and Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, those are the guys. It's pretty cool. You guys are cool. This is not supposed to be a hit piece. I'm an avid fan of Zuthar. I've watched his videos for a while. I've also played Gmod for a long time, so maybe there's a little bit of bias there. But I honestly just thought that was an interesting video that he made, so I wanted to make a bit of an analysis on it. So yeah, if you stuck around this long, thanks for watching, and bye!